movement. I'm on a rolling control like Janet. Damn it, Brad, you're the...
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Nyia Harris on Power 104.7, your home for hip hop and R&B. Thanks for tuning in today. I have a fantastic guest with me, Vizion Jones, CEO and founder of Vision of the Future, right? Or
Yes.
Vision the Future.
Vision the future. of
Vision
course.
the
Thank you.
Future. Yes, yes. How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm good. Glad to be here today. Glad that I received the invite. So I'm here to make it happen. Let's do it.
Yes. I myself and our listening audience are going to learn a lot about you, Vision,
Absolutely.
today.
Absolutely.
And so remember, with Open Book with Nyia Harris, no questions off the table, sir.
Which table?
This table right here. This table right here.
Well, we ready to do it. We ready to give them what they came to listen for. Yeah?
Okay, well, let's do it. Well, we are going to start off our show the same way we start off every single show. We're going to talk pop culture and world events. And I want to actually jump back to last week. So in coming on the air last Monday, in fact, with Brayshawn was my guest last week. Shout out to Brayshawn Gibson. And we were talking about Malcolm Jamal Warner's surprise passing, right? An accidental drowning is what they said.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, in the days after what had happened. And then, it is said that celebrity deaths happen in threes. And we proceeded to see that, right? So it was Malcolm Jamal Warner, then Ozzy Osbourne, and then Hulk Hogan. Yeah. So thoughts and prayers to all of their families. And I'm sure they're all going through a very difficult and trying time right now. But I wanted to touch on one thing specifically. So particularly with that third passing with Hulk Hogan, there was a lot of rumblings, a lot of chatter that said, well, he was a racist anyway.
Okay.
Curious, so my initial thought is, well, it's a life lost, right?
First and foremost.
Right? It's a life lost. And so to even just acknowledge that someone has passed, let's have respect for that.
Absolutely.
But what do you think about that? I don't know a ton about him. He's a little bit before my time, and I didn't follow wrestling. I just know he said brother a lot.
Well, I would say, not trying to relinquish my age, but Hulk Hogan was actually one of my favorite wrestlers. I do recall him wrestling a lot, being on top of his game. I remember the main event that he had with, he wrestled everybody, but it was like Junkyard Dog, George the Animal Steel era. The business side of it, is he was a good wrestler, what I'm saying? And I would like for people to just remember his legacy, I think that it's kind of like insulting to bring up the negative. I'm a light guy, so in regards to just concentrating on the positivity. So
Sure.
For me, I recognize Hulk Hogan for what he did to the wrestling entertainment industry, and he was an amazing wrestler and entertainer. So that's what I'd like to say. And also condolences to his family and also the other individuals whose family who passed away as well, because death is always heavy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for shedding your thoughts and your views on that. It seems like every single pop culture world event we talk about, it's pretty negative. So we're going to swing positive now. We're going to pivot. We're talking about something much more positive. So how are you? You are kind of like a fun, happy, light person. That's the person I see out in when I'm networking, of course, and other events and things like that. What makes you that way?
I think what they put in the water.
Oh, okay.
Some of this stuff. So I got some water today from my friends here when I got here. So whatever she put in this water, that's what makes me hyper.
The fact that it's not even open, too.
It's
right?
not. This is hotel water. Y'all know the rules about that hotel water. The moment you open it, it adds $12 to your bill. So I'm not opening this water until I get that disclaimer.
You are good to drink that water. No $12 charge. Not at all.
Well, now that I got the disclaimer, I'm selling this water for $12.99 if anybody wants to buy this water.
Okay.
But yeah. So I think though overall with me and just being honest with you, the outwardly happy person that you see is because it's exactly what you said earlier. The world is filled with so many negative things that I try to concentrate on the positive things, and I try to stay focused on that. not knowing where everybody, myself included, mental health and everybody else's mental health.
Yeah.
I just like to try to put a smile on people's face, to be honest with you.
Sure. And people need that for sure, right?
Absolutely.
I want to remind you really quickly, by the way, Vision, we are audio and video recording, so you don't have to hold that the whole time.
I don't?
No.
Well, how's my family going to know where I'm at if I don't come up out this basement? My daughter, my daughter got
you
my
absolutely
location.
can continue to record, but
Yeah.
I assure you these 3 cameras are capturing you. So
This? Let me see.
Yes.
Did they know there was 3 cameras here? Look, this is an amazing studio. By
you're
the way.
the first guest to do this too, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, I try
Yeah.
to make sure that nobody do what I do. You know?
Okay.
There it
Okay.
is.
Well, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was good.
Yeah?
I'm a workaholic, so every weekend's almost the same. I don't really count days. It's just one long day, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, when are you taking a break then?
When I get a Kit Kat bar.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't ready for your answer. So when you get a Kit Kat bar,
Yeah,
okay.
so I take a break.
Okay.
I
Sounds
stop
good.
when the money stop. You know?
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So let's get into it a little bit more, kind of fun and lighthearted. We're in B3 together.
We are.
Yep, we're members, and I'm
Better Black Business.
yes, yes, spell it out right. Better Black Business
Absolutely.
Project. Yes, I'm a huge fan. I feel like everybody knows that, but tell me why you're a fan of Better Black Business Project. This is like a free shout out for LeBrent, by the way.
Yeah, and Cassandra.
And Cassandra,
and the
absolutely.
backbone. So
Yes.
I think that I'm a fan of it because it's real. Right? I don't see it as being transactional. We're serious in there. You know, I visited a couple of times just to see what it was. And people appear to be serious. I think that in today's time, you want to test the waters. I tested the water, and the water was real. Being a genuine person and seeing that the individuals in there was also genuine, it was like, you know, from being a genuine person, you're not the only genuine person that exists. So then when you get into a room and you see, you know, our core, which is about 100 people that are always the same and just working hard to try to get there and just being open, it just moved me, to be honest with you. So I knew that it was a place that I needed to be.
For sure. It is, I say it all the time, it's unlike any other networking I've ever done.
Absolutely.
It just feels very intentional. And from my perspective, everybody wants everybody else to win. And that's what I really enjoy about it. So.
And it is intentional. You know,
Yeah.
like as we get older and the things that we do, we got to make decisions on what we're doing with our time. You know, a lot of things we don't get back, and time is the biggest factor of those. So I don't really play games with my time. If I didn't believe that there was going to be progress and genuine progress, I wouldn't be there. And that's just the truth of the matter. So I definitely encourage any and all to come visit if you haven't. And then I think that you also feel the same way if you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Perfect place to park it, because we're going to take a quick music break. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
You're listening to Power 104.7, your home for hip hop and R&B.
Drop top Porsche, rollie on my
Love y'all.
All right, friends, we are back with my guest, Vizion Jones.
Yes.
Vision the Future.
Yes, yes.
How long have you been in business?
I am by eyes. I've been doing business since I was 4. Yeah, since I was 4 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay. And for people who are listening right now
Yes.
and are unfamiliar with your business, what does Vision the Future do?
Everything. So Vision the Future, basically, Vision the Future is my company's name being Vision. The future is anything of tomorrow. What we primarily opened up initially for was photo and video stuff being visual, and then it's since expanded. So the incorporated anything that's kingdom business, and I identify kingdom business as anything that brings light to the community, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So because I have a background in carpentry and construction, business management, things of that nature, I try to do that. I'm really skilled with my hands, so a lot of things I do with my hands still to this day. So yeah.
Okay. You're kind of a jack of all trades. Like, you kind of do a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah, I'm a jack looking for a Jill, but yeah.
Okay. We'll get to that in a moment, but
All right,
maybe we can focus on the trades a little bit.
Absolutely.
So carpentry, construction, you even were behind the scenes here looking at like the engineering equipment and things like that. You said you went to school for that. Like, what don't you know how to do, Mr. Jones?
I'm still trying to figure that out. So a lot of people don't know about me. I was a first-year alumni at Summit Academy, OIC. So I went there. I went to Augsburg. I went to MCTC. I went to IPR. I learned a lot of different things. My father was actually a carpenter, so he had me assist him in building homes when I was 10 years old. So
Okay. Wow. So it's in the family.
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we can pivot a little bit since you did mention it. You said, you said,
I'm about to be in trouble.
You said you're a Jack looking for a Jill. Tell
Absolutely.
me about that. So you are divorced, single. What's your situation and what are you looking for?
All right. Well, I am divorced.
You are
So
divorced, okay.
I got married when I was 22, and I was married for 10 years. And being honest, because you asked the question, I had a lovely wife. At that time, I was broken, so I'm going to acknowledge that and take full accountability for that. I had the best wife in the world. And during those times, I was still trying to figure me out. I have 4 children, and it was tough on me, and I just didn't do right. So, yeah.
Yeah. And you've worked on yourself, it sounds
Absolutely.
like. Yeah. And so what are you looking for?
To be honest with you, I thought I was looking, and it's the truth. I thought I was looking, and I don't know if I'm looking any longer.
What does that mean?
So I was seeking for a wife because I work a lot. I'm a workaholic. I typically work about 22 hours a day. And it was like getting to an older age or a wiser age, and it's like, what do I do now? What do I do now? And just needing, somebody to bounce ideas off of, feeling that I'm getting older and just trying to look for new ways or ways of rest, knowing that my body feels like it needs rest and nobody to rest with, nobody to come home to. Sometimes it gets lonely. So that's the truth.
Why is it important to have someone to come home to for you?
Well, just with life being so short, to be honest with you, coming home to yourself all the time. I mean, what happens when you just don't know? What happens when you need your back itched or rubbed or any of that stuff? I mean, you can't do it yourself. I mean, they got tools and machines, but it's just not the same of having companionship. So,
Sure.
But just I just don't want to be in a situation where I'm just house hopping or just dating without intention. I think that if I'm going to go through something with anybody, to be honest with you, I want to go through something with somebody that has longevity or some skin in the game or vetted into the situation versus just because. Right?
Yeah. So I'm told, because I'm married, but I'm told like the dating pool, if you will, is not the greatest right now. Would you agree with that?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't know about the dating pool because I can't swim.
Okay.
So I don't get in that water.
Okay.
I think dating, I mean, for our age, and I won't, I always tell people I'm 50 years old, right? I say I'm 50. I just round that number. I'm technically 47. But being 47, it's like, where do we go, right?
Yeah.
I don't go to the nightclub. I never did.
Yeah.
I don't drink or smoke, never have, never will. So it's kind of like, where do you go being middle-aged outside? Like, I'm not going to the movies no more. Went to the drive-in already. You can go to a concert, maybe listen to some live music or something like that, but you don't want to go alone.
Yeah.
So where do you find somebody to actually go with? I mean, I just haven't seen that place yet, to be honest with you.
Okay. So where does the middle-aged person go who doesn't smoke or drink that's looking for someone? I hear you. I hear you on that.
So what's the answer? Where do we go? Where
I
do I
don't
go?
know. I don't know. I'm married.
All right. So if anybody knows, hey, chime in, let us know, because I honestly, I'm just like sitting around. It's the weekend or whatever the case may be. And that's why I work so much, because it's like one long day and not having anywhere to go when I get off work. So I might as well just keep working. See?
Yeah. I have joked with my husband, Rashim, that, because we've been together for so long that, I was 19, he was 23 when we met. And it's just, I mean, I'm 44, he's 48. And I've joked with him, I've said, you know what? We wouldn't even know where to begin because online dating wasn't even a thing when we got together. So it's like, I can only go off of what I'm told, and I'm told the dating pool is not that great right now. So
I don't know if it ever was. I think, and I don't know. Like I said, maybe some people go out just because there is no other option, or feeling like there's no other option. So maybe it might be an idea to create something where you can go where, I mean, it's genuine people just trying to have fun and I guess meet. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if I hear of a place, I'll be sure to let you know.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
And you can always call me. Just don't call me collect. And then I got to make sure that I'm close to some Wi-Fi.
Do people still call collect? Is that even a thing? Does that?
If you feel like you've reached this call in error, please hang up and try your call again. I don't know. I just add
don't
more
know?
quarters.
Oh, okay. Do payphones still exist? Like, you're showing your age a little bit.
Oh,
Like,
I'm sorry. Hold on. If that's the case, let me answer my pager.
well, you know what? I want to pivot to something a little bit more serious, and maybe actually, in fact, maybe that might even be our cliffhanger. We always end with a cliffhanger.
Okay.
So as I mentioned to you, and for those who are tuning in for the first time today, we are live for the first half hour, and then we switch to podcast mode for the second half hour. So I oftentimes like to leave with a cliffhanger to encourage folks to go over to the YouTube
do I
channel.
need a parachute or hold on? 'Cause cliffhanger, we about to jump off something?
I mean, well, we usually go deep,
Okay.
So
I'm ready for you.
So you mentioned a few moments ago that when you were married before, you fully acknowledged that you were broken.
Yeah, totally.
I'm curious, what were those broken pieces of you?
All right. Well, let's give it to
Hold
her.
on.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't answer that. Don't answer that.
I won't answer it.
Because we're going to pivot.
There it is.
We're going to pivot into podcast mode. If you want to check out the rest of this episode, you can check it out in just a couple days on my YouTube channel, Open Book with Nyia Harris, and you will hear the conclusion. Actually, you'll hear the entire episode. And I want to thank you, Vizion, for being here on the live portion. I also want to let you know who's coming up next week. So next week, Monday, August 4th, my guests, I have 3 guests, Malcolm, Odell, and Thomas. Malcolm, Odell, and Thomas, who are from the Redemption Project. You won't want to miss this. Tune in for a great conversation. If you know someone who has been previously incarcerated and they have turned their lives around, or they are looking to turn their lives around, this is an episode you definitely do not want to miss. So I want to thank you so much for listening to the live portion. Like I said, check in a couple days on Open Book with Nyia Harris so you can check out the rest of this episode. And I appreciate you. All right, we are back in podcast mode. Like I said, a little extended music break there. Behind the scenes here, we were kind of getting into a really in-depth conversation, and the cliffhanger that we kind of left off of, and we'll touch on some of the things that we talked about over the break. I would love to do that, but let me go back to the cliffhanger for a second. So I had asked you, in the previous segment, you had said your marriage ended because you were broken. And I said, well, what made you broken? What had you in pieces? That might be kind of a loaded question, but maybe high level overview, like what made you broken?
I was a compulsive liar. I was a cheater. I just stayed out in the streets, and I was chasing money, lusting. I mean, I was just being a fool. That's what I was doing.
Yeah. And you said you own up to that.
Absolutely.
Was that something that you did initially right away, that you owned up to it, or did it take some time to own up to it?
I think I owned up to it right away, but being selfish, and selfish, arrogant, being about myself, taking that oath, not only to my wife, but to God, and just defaulting on it all,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's pivot just a tiny bit to what we talked about during the break here.
Okay.
So, talk about it, because I feel like the person that is in front of me right now is not the person that I normally see on. Sorry, my nose is itching. Is not the person I normally see out at events or at networking and things like that. I feel like I'm getting a very serious version of you, and I want you to share that, like, with the folks who are listening, the folks who are watching. Like, if you don't mind, share what you just shared.
No problem. I mean, for me, a lot of time, a lot of people don't know, they see a smile on my face, or they'll see me acting jokey, And that's what I like to hold on the outside, just going through a lot of turmoil, a lot of different pains, or whatever the case may be. And I think that everybody has a serious side. And that serious side is just what we talked about on the intimate side of really getting a chance to know somebody, right? It's impossible, in my opinion, for everybody to have a good day or everything is good. And we like to say that, and that's comforting, but it's not the truth, right?
Yeah.
And it's hard to find people that you really share that information with, or true friends. And I think in today's culture, in today's world, we use friends, family, brother and sister so loosely that it holds no value. So you pick and choose those sides, but with me, there is a deeper side of what's going on from what I've been through in life and life's experiences. I think that anybody that's African American and other, if you live long enough to have what I define as platinum hair, you've been through something, right? It's how we handle those situations and how we excel. So, yeah.
They say everything that you've been through brings you to this moment right now.
Absolutely.
Would you change anything?
Honestly, I'd say no. I've been through a lot. So if you want to take it there, we could take it there. So
This is Open Book with Nyia Harris.
hey, let's get open book. So just so you guys know, today I own a company called Male Mentors. And you can find us at malementorsmn.com or whatever. But Male Mentors was created based on the fact that I didn't have a lot of things growing up. As I remember, and being my story, growing up, my father was born in 1920. My mom was born in 1959. So that's a 40-year age gap difference.
Yeah.
And by today's standards, my father would have been considered a pedophile. Rest in peace to my father, and saying it in a respectful way, just based off the American title of what it would have been. And my mom coming from a broken home, where inside her home there was a lot of molestation. Let's just put it on the table. It is what it is. And she chose the streets. And when she chose the streets to get away from home, she found herself, being sought after by what I identify as the wolves, which is the lustful-eyed men, my mom being beautiful and looking for shelter. So she was just trying to find her way. And there was 2 children that was created before me. I was the 3rd child to my mom and 3rd to my dad. And then through her traumas and just different things of being taken advantage of, she decided to leave me on the doorstep. So I remember 3 years old being left. I called it my mom going away. Today, as I have a bigger and broader vocabulary, being abandoned, I remember that. And then shortly after that, I was molested. At 4 years old, I remember it vividly, and a lot of people believe that children don't remember things. I've been to college since then, so I know that during those ages of 3 to 7 is when most things are learned. And then the person that molested me, would be identified as my brother. I'm just being honest with you, And then as I'm going through this and just trying to understand it, 6 years old, I was molested again by a woman identified as my cousin. So I used to have this why me, situation and attitude. Like, why me? What did I do wrong? Who am I? So I'm just trying to find my way. And I think that when you're going through something internally where we was taught to have these family secrets, what goes on in this house stays in this house, where that was instilled in us or beat into us if we decided to do anything different. A lot of things that happened in that house, stayed in that house. And that's usually where the monsters resided. And I'm just being honest. So as I'm trying to figure things out and going through this pain, the next step is, men don't cry, and trying to identify myself as a boy, being a man, then I guess that's me. So if I'm not crying, what do I do with this, this pain that I'm holding inside? So I started acting out and just doing different things. So that was the start of me.
Wow. Have you sought therapy at any point in your life?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got a therapist right now.
Do you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I feel like the stigma of therapy has, it was very much looked at as taboo at one point in time, right? Now it's the norm, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How have you found therapy to be for you?
Well, I went to therapy several different times, and initially I didn't take it serious. Right? Just going in there and looking at it like I ain't telling these strangers my business or who are they or how can they help? I don't know these people, you know what I mean? And just being closed down because of the people who were supposed to love you didn't love you. So why am I sharing with this stranger who's going to cause more hurt? And this is when I was younger. As an adult, I still have a therapist. So I decided that I was going to just tell the truth, you know, and telling the truth, in my opinion, it releases so much, regardless of the actions of the other individual, because it's just time to tell the truth.
Yeah.
So,
It's freeing, right?
It's freeing.
It's liberating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
to tell the truth. Sometimes people might view that as like being like an overshare, things like that. And to each their own, right? But it is freeing.
yeah. Well, I think one of the things that I struggle with, but it's not a struggle for me. I'm very transparent. If you ask me a direct question, and when I agreed to come onto the show, you said it's open book. I said, "Are you sure?" You say, "Absolutely." So I believe that a lot of times we protect, right, or we keep pretending that these things aren't real. And as I found out through life, and as being a male mentor, I see a lot of things that are still going on in my community. I see when I look into the youth eyes, it's a reflection of me. So I know what I know. I know what my gifts are through God. Today I'm a Christian. And, you know, just through the mercy and grace that he had on my life puts me in the position that I'm in today to actually make a difference in my community. So that's what I really strive for every day.
Making a difference in your community.
Absolutely.
So the young men that you work with
Yes.
in your business, or particularly for male mentors, what is the age range?
So primary is 10 to 17. That's what my focus was on. I didn't want the age gap to be so huge. But at the same time, I get phone calls from mothers that their children are younger, you know, 4, 5, 6. And as they would state, not me, they would state that their child is out of control, not listening to these different things, and they're bad or bad behavior. And I identify that as poor choices, right? But where's this stemming from? And not being judgmental, but I've seen a lot of things that I believe as adults that we participate in that guide the direction of our children, whether we know it or not, we're causing them harm as well.
So you take on some of these kids that are younger than your age range for your business, 10
And
to
older.
17.
And
Oh,
older.
and older too.
Yes.
Oh, tell me about that a little bit.
Well, I've had, so just from the works that I do in the community, like I spoke earlier, I went to school for business management. A lot of people don't know that. I went to school for audio and video production. Went to school for carpentry, DP. I went to North Hennepin Tech as well. I did a lot of the trades. And then I had a lot of life's experience as well. I've worked at moving companies. I did a lot of different things in my life. So people will reach out because I go live a lot because I think that in today's era, people want to see what we used to call the proof. Nowadays, they say the receipt. And I'm like, it is possible to do this. So for people who watch me and view me and follow me and they say, hey, this can't be true. And I'm like, but it is. So if I'm saying some of the things that I do, like I make clothing apparel, I've built museums, I've built restaurants, homes. I've started hundreds of businesses. I've owned several businesses. Like I still own several businesses today. So I think that I want to show people that it's possible because it is. And when people say he does everything, he does. Like, so I hope that people put that to the test and challenge me. Like I have no reason to be dishonest in regards to the things that I know. I value my 24 hours a day, right? And I think that's the biggest thing. I don't drink, I don't smoke, and nothing against that because a lot of people around me do. But I'm like, I don't play video games. I wanna read a book. I wanna be intelligent. The only thing that I ever feared in life, to be honest with you, is failure itself. And I want to be successful. So in doing what I do, I want to be the best at everything. And I know people believe that you can't be, but I'm gonna give it my best shot.
So insightful. Speaking of things that you know,
Yes.
what do you know for sure?
Well, I know I'm going to heaven. That's the first thing. That's the first and foremost thing that's very important to me. I can't say that I was always God-fearing. I believed in God, but I think God-fearing is a different category all in itself. I did a lot of things I hadn't been proud of, you know. Some of those things, you know, I joined the gang at 12 years old, you know. People know, the ones who know. being misguided and not really understanding the depth of that. I sold drugs in my community when I was young. I mean, it's documented. I went to a juvenile facility when I was 13 years old for crack cocaine. I didn't know what crack cocaine was. I just knew as a child that I used to always hear money, whatever money was. I mean, just being around people, trying to go to the store, trying to get the coolest clothes or whatever, you always just hear money. And if that was the barrier between what I wanted, then I need to get that, right? I didn't understand, now I will call it segregation. But in reality, segregation started in school for me. Like when they used to have, and I don't know if it still exists, but I'm sure it does, when they used to have the free lunch, the reduced lunch, and then the paid for lunch, to have to stand in that line. I remember days being hungry, and I would stay hungry because I was too embarrassed to stand in that free line. It just wasn't happening for me. So I chose to go out in the streets and hustle illegally to get money, so I wouldn't be embarrassed anymore. I wanted the name brand clothes, and I had hand-me-downs. I used to go to the free store and the thrift store, and even with my hand-me-downs, you know, I had 2 older sisters, so my hand-me-downs came from women, and that's all I had. So it was tough on me.
Yeah. There's so many things that are popping into my head right now. Really quick, I want to jump back to what you said about the free lunch and that does it still exist and whatnot. It does, but in a different capacity. Every kid, because I have school age kids, so every kid gets like a lunch code. And so even if they are free lunch, you never know it because everybody puts their code in. So there's that.
I'm glad that changed.
Yeah. I mean, why would you separate and isolate kids? And I think I know the answer to that question, but you know, to make an example out of them, right? Yeah. is what's happening actually. But that's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot to carry. Do you carry that every day? Is that something that you think about every day? Like those experiences that you've had that have shaped you? Well,
I think the one of the biggest things that has shaped me, and I don't share this with a lot of people, but I think it's time to share it, right? I feel comfortable sharing it with you and the rest of the world and the rest of the listeners. I was 17 years old when I went to prison. 17 years old, right? And unfortunately, a lot of people don't know, but in the state of Minnesota where we are now, you can be 14 years old and go to prison for the rest of your life, right? And I didn't know that until later. But I say this to say, it's very disturbing to find out that we have to be a certain age, 15 or so, to get a driver's permit. We have to be 16 to work. We have to be a certain age to do a lot of things, but you can lock somebody away for the rest of their life at 14 years old. If we look back at 14 years old, for anybody who's made it past that, what mistakes were you making as a kid? Did you even understand life? Yeah. I started losing my first friend. I lost my first friend at 13 years old to the streets from being in gang wars. So I've seen a lot of ugly things. Yeah, it's real out here, and I still see it out here. It's just a lot, and it's heavy. So do I carry it? I would have to say yes. And not only do I carry it today, my son, and I don't share this with a lot of people. I have one biological son and one biological daughter. My son's in prison. So, and he went as a kid as well. So it's like the thing that I carry the most is in the Bible. It says, let the sins of the father be passed down to the child. So I carry that weight in my heart.
That's heavy. That's heavy. Thank you so much for sharing that. And,
absolutely.
And yeah, I'm still processing all of that. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for a second chance. Right? A lot of my friends didn't make it. A lot of my friends are still in prison. A lot of my friends are just coming home. So being 47, when I wake up every day and I can open my eyes and have a sane mind and some energy, the heart to want to help, the skills and the ability that God gave me to be able to show others and lead the way. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I'm not the man that I used to be. I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful to be here. I mean, hey, when I open my eyes, hey, pray first and move second. I'm just grateful.
I guess to piggyback on that, like what keeps you going every day? Like what motivates you? You're working 22 hours a day. What motivates you?
I think the biggest thing that motivates me is having the ability to assist someone else and not making the mistakes that I did, or putting a smile on their face, or helping, right? Whatever I can do to help somebody else, because I'll honestly get a shirt off my back. I never really cared about money after I understood what it was and what people would do for it. So when I see other people struggling, I just want to help, whatever that may be. And I think that has been like a gift and a curse, being a giver, because sometimes you give to a extreme taker, to where you can't give anymore. And I've been known to pour from an empty cup and smile through the pain. So, but yeah.
Talk about that.
Well,
because they say you can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah. Well, I would say that's debatable, right? Sometimes it's what you're pouring, right? I think that if you're looking in the direction or the capacity of a liquid, maybe. But when you're talking about your heart, your time, your mind, your skill set, those things are forever poured. It could be me giving up a plate of food. It could be the shirt off my back. It could be knowledge. It could be a hug. You could pour with just saying love. When I grew up, unfortunately, I can't recall a time where my mom and my dad ever said they loved me, right? So people find it weird when I say I love you, and I genuinely mean I love you, not in a intimate way of I want you. And even when I say it to males nowadays, they're like, oh, he weird, and most of them won't say it back, and I'm okay with that. But it just shows me where we are with ourselves. And I always ask the question as I'm mentoring others. I say, hey, I said, if you had a brother, do you think it'd be okay to say you love him? No, what am I going to tell him that for? And then I asked the question, I said, well, what if you had a son? Would you tell your son you love him? You say yes. Or your dad, would you want your dad to say he love you? You're like, yeah. So if I look at you like my brother, why can't I say I love you? I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that. Even the ladies and the sisters, I'm like, hey, I'm not looking at you with lustful eyes. If you my sister, I want to say, hey, I love you. Give you a hug. Are you doing okay? I check in all the time. That's a pouring from me. Like aside from the smile that we portray on our face, what's underneath that? Are you really okay? Like mental health is big out here. You know what I mean? So you gotta check in with your people. You gotta check in with yourself. And I think that when you're vulnerable enough to say what's really real, you really begin to grow, and you really begin to be free.
Well, allow me to hold the mirror up to you and ask you, are you okay?
I'm okay today.
Today.
Absolutely.
So that's the caveat, today.
Yeah. Some days I'm not okay.
Can I ask why?
Some days I think about my son sitting in prison, and I know the things that I'd done, and I'm like, that should have been me, but for whatever reason, I was spared and given grace. Some days I think about my friends that are in the graveyard, and I say that should have been me. Some days I think about being child abused, and I'd say, why me? Some days I see homeless people, and I say, why do they have to be outside? Some days it hurts when I can't help somebody who I feel need help, which is everybody. It's just a lot going on out here. So just staying focused. And one of the biggest things that I had to learn was not holding on to everything and giving it to God. It's not my battle to fight. So it's just been uphill. So every day it's uphill, learning how to not pour from my empty cup as much. I still do from time to time, but to get the proper rest and the proper food and to have balance and just try to be a better man every day. So
I love that. We got to leave on a positive note, and you're always positive, but it's been delightful to hear this side of you. You told me a lot of heavy and hard things, but I really appreciate knowing this part of you. I love this question. What's giving you life?
I think that what gives me life is the ability to plant seeds in my community. Right? For every conversation I can have, to every person I can walk up to and to give them words of wisdom, a positive message, to crack a joke and make them smile,